Hello students, welcome back to our today's EVS 2 session. Today we are going to continue with a chapter 9, Settled Life and Urban Civilization. In this session we are going to cover the last part of the lesson, video 2 part 1, which covers section 9.4, Rise of Cities and Script, and 9.5, Social Organization in the Ancient Cities. So let us continue and start with our lesson chapter 9. My dear children, in the last session we studied about how uses of metals were been made, where the three-age system, that is the Stone Age system, the Copper Age and the Iron Age, these three systems who have been studied about. Then we studied about the potter's wheel, that is how pots were made and how potter's wheel came into existence, and how from that trade and transport took its place. So today let us move ahead with this lesson. Now, as you know, because of trade, transport, because of the scale of production which increased during the New Stone Age period, from the mid of New Stone Age period, the expansion of trade and transport increased. Now, because of the expansion, that is increase of the trade and transport, new methods, new techniques, new technology also started. Transport also took place a new way in this period. Now, because of this trade of transport, this gave rise to cities and script. Now, what is cities? What are cities and what is script? Cities means new regions, or you can say villages. Slowly the village settlement which started growing and it started expanding, and from small village it started turning. When 2-3 villages came together, a new city was been formed, where new system, new techniques and trade, transport, communication had increased. Similarly, script means written material, where new signs and symbols which were being learned, this signs and symbols slowly started taking place, and man started making record of his sale, record of his production, record of his daily trade transaction. So this is how this gave rise to cities and script. Let us understand more in detail from our textbook, page number 41. Long distance trade, rapid transport of goods and centers of large scale production are factors that brought together people engaged in different types of work. So as you can see on your screen, people were engaged in different types of work. Some of them were engaged in making metals, that is, you can see the people working on using the alloys of the and turning it into metal and giving it a shape. Some of them were engaged in making toys, some of them were engaged in fields and farms, some of them were engaged in making pots, poultries. So people were engaged in different areas of their work, and trade also carried. People started traveling from one region to another region, from one place to another place, for the purpose of trade, for the purpose of occupation. So these were the factors which brought people of different regions together, people speaking different language, of people with different signs. They make use of signs for their communication purpose, come together, and slowly they started growing into cities, or the villages started developing into large cities. So different people in different work started coming together. This gave rise to cities. It became necessary to keep permanent records of the expanding trade and growing production. So because of this, it became important to keep the record. To record means to write and keep. So some proof has to be there, some evidence has to be there. So this proof, this evidence, how it started? It started by growing by means of use of signs and symbols, which you can see on your screen. Different signs and symbols were being used during that time, during the Mesopotamia period. People uses that. See how birds were drawn, fish, food, sun, grain, orchard, plow. So these were different signs. These are just some example. Even numbers were written. The way we write Roman numbers. Similarly, some signs, some letters, some numbers were written where people can understand what exactly they had to communicate between each other or among each other. So by now, signs and symbol had already come into use for the purpose of record keeping. That is the transactions which were they doing, the business, buying and selling which were going on. Okay, how much was the production, how much was sale, what they had produced. All these were being permanently recorded. History is a medium. Now, how we come to know about history? So we come to know about history from the records. There are materials, there are written records, there are oral records. Okay. Similarly, broken pieces of clay pot, that is potsherd, which you can see on your screen, which such signs have been found in large numbers during excavation. Excavation means digging of the ground. So you can see on the pots, animals are drawn, figures are drawn, some symbols are drawn, some carvings have been done. So this were been found when excavation was done. Excavation means the action or the process of digging up the earth. So you can see people, they go to that particular place, historical place, or that where they feel that they can find some age-old stories over there. They dig that area and they find the buried things or the leftover thing in that place. It can be a fort, it can be any type of monument, it can be a garden, anyway. So they dig the place and they get this hidden script. Okay, so during this excavation, they had found many things from which man came to know about various historical things. Okay, so the increase in trade and production and the growth in the volume of record to be kept resulted in much modification and improvement in the signs and symbol used for these purposes. In this way, each culture developed its own script. So has this trade increased, has production increased, has people started traveling from one place to another, from one region to another, they started connecting with people. So there was a permanent record which was being maintained. There was some modifications done. Signs and symbols now got modified into words. Improvements were being done in different ways. So this resulted, this modification, this improvement which were used in signs and symbol, they resulted in a good way. That is, they showed a growth in the volume. Volume means the records which were being kept, which were being maintained. They showed a nice growth in it and a better improvement in it. So in this way, every culture, people following different culture. Like today also we have people speaking various languages, people celebrating various festivals, people following various religion. From where did we get all these things? So this is from generation to generation, like from our forefathers, our grandfathers, our parents. We have taken this, inherited it from our grandparents, and today we are following the same thing. So this went on spreading from one generation to another generation, and the script, the culture, it went on passing from one generation to another. Okay, moving ahead. The last part of the lesson, that is social organization in the ancient cities. Social means society. How society started developed, how people started communicating, how they started coming together, and how it all happened. So what is social organization and how ancient cities developed? It is true that rise in trade had been the major factor that contributed to the emergence and development of cities. So the very important fact, how cities started developing due to rise in trade. As you can see the pictures, trade production started, people from various areas, they started moving around, they started meeting people. So trade was the important reason for the development of the cities. However, the cultures of those cities had its roots in the culture of village settlement of the New Stone Age. So what has been said that however, the culture of these cities, like for example, today we are living in Vasai. In Vasai, there are people who have come from different places. People coming from Gujarat, people coming from Rajasthan, people coming from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, people coming from Kerala, Kannada, various areas of India. Today they have come, we are settled in Vasai. We are celebrating festivals. We are following different religions. but still we all are united in one. But the cultures, every religion, every person has its own culture. The methods are different, the eating habits are different, the speaking languages are different. So similarly, village settlement also is dependent on that. Now in Vasai area, if you see, most of the village areas, if you go towards Vasai, then there are people from Christian region, there are people from the Hindu religion, there are people from the other religion, other caste, where they stay together in one village, but they celebrate all their festivals, all their feasts together. So this culture, which was rooted in the village settlement, this started the beginning of the new Stone Age. The faith system rooted in the agricultural way of life continued in the urban way of life too. Urban way means where villages slowly started growing into cities. So culture, as you can see on the screen, these are the ancient cultures, the dances, the agricultural production, then the other culture which has been showing the Egyptian style, which has been showing ancient Egyptian style, where you have agricultural process, you have traders, artisans, shopkeepers, then you have priests and the other noble people. So this is how lifestyle, social life started growing. Okay, so agriculture was the basic step or the base of all this cultural system which rooted in the village settlement. The social life and festivals based on agricultural faith system became more elaborate. Elaborate means they became more clear to the people. Today also, various people of various regions, they celebrate. Pongal is been celebrated. Why Pongal is a harvested festival. Similarly, in Punjab, if you go, they celebrate Baisakhi, which is a harvested festival. In Maharashtra, if you come, in Maharashtra, there are various festivals which is celebrated with harvesting season. So, festivals, celebrations related with agriculture, farming and other culture, other tradition and other occupation continued, and there were various changes which were also being brought in it. Okay, so grand temples were built in many cities. Huge temples. Today, if you go to various states of India, you will have many various temples. Okay, if you go in Punjab, Sikh, you have the Golden Temple. In Velankan, you have the Madras Temple. Shirdi, you have the Sai Baba Temple. If you go to Karnataka, the southern part of the Indian region, there are so many huge temples which are built right from the ancient times. So grand temples were built, and the chief of the temple, the priest, or you can call, or the pujaris, who you can call, they became the chief administrators of those cities. That means they were the person who were responsible to look after the working, to look after the welfare, to see how the people in that particular cities, in that particular villages, how they are working, how is the development taking place in that village and cities. So the chief of the temples, they became the chief administrator, that is the rulers of those cities. Later on, the position of the temple head, that is the priest or the pujari, you can call them, temple head, and that of the king went to the same individual. So the chief administrator only later on became, or the king later on became the ruler of that particular city or that particular region. This was the beginning of the ancient urban civilization of the world. Urban means city. From village settlement, now slowly man started revolving, or man started the revolution or the change which took place from village to city. That is called as urban civilization. So how? Because of trade, because of transport, because of new signs and symbol, communication increased, people started traveling from one region to another, production and trade increased, new employment, new job facilities, new languages came in, culture started developing, and people started growing slowly. So this is how settled life and urban civilization started taking place. With this, we come to the end of our lesson, chapter 9. Please read your textbook page 41 and 42 for our today's session 9.4 and 9.5. Notes are sent to you in the PDF form. Please copy down the notes in good handwriting in your EVS2 notebook. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye and take care.